We had quite the week of wrestling. We already talked about Raw on Monday with the Wyatt Six returning. Very eventful episode. But then on NXT, we said his name and he appeared. Joe Hendry showed up for NXT. How does that make you feel, Gulier?
Everyone wanted him.
Yeah.
Everyone wanted him. We got him. So good. You could tell he was really soaking it in. The trajectory of his career has been very stagnant up until like the last couple of years.
Yeah.
And he's here. He cut an awesome promo. Was like, I'm gonna win the battle royal, and I'm gonna become the NXT champion, and then I'm gonna take it over to TNA. And then the match started, and he was the first one out.
Such a tragedy. Crowd was going bullshit. But then he did a little segment with HBK in the back after. He's like, you know what? That was rigged. I can't believe you brought Frankie over here. I was supposed to be the only TNA guy. And you know what? I'm just gonna go anywhere. I'm gonna show up wherever. Maybe I'll be in a different show. So, everyone's thinking he might show up in SmackDown tonight because TNA was in Chicago. SmackDown is going to be in Chicago, but I know TNA is taped, so maybe it won't line up like that. But who knows, man? I don't know. It could. It would be cool. But yeah, it was crazy, and I think that this was a really, really, really good move for WWE, and it is now the number one clip on WWE socials since WrestleMania. So it's fucking crazy, man.
That just speaks to how popular he is.
Yeah.
Everywhere, including his own promotion. I saw some people were getting pissed that he was, that he got eliminated quickly. I don't think it's that big of a deal. He got a pretty huge moment, and again, he even said it himself. He was on Busted Open like the day after.
Yeah.
And he was like, man, I don't care, to get to that point.
Yeah.
And to have that moment and have that promo and have people know who you are in a different company is always huge. It's like this is nothing but a net positive for Joe Hendry and for TNA.
The biggest moment of his career so far, and I'm pretty sure WWE was probably just testing the waters of the pop, and it very much paid off, and the crowd went fucking crazy. Social media went crazy. So
that's what I'm saying, to have it be the most popular clip on social media since WrestleMania.
Literally from just an entrance and a promo, and that became the most popular.
That's an instant W for Joe Hendry, in my opinion.
Oh, for sure. Without a doubt.
But then, of course, also, we had Frankie Kazarian in that match, which was really cool, because I don't think he's ever been in WWE once before. Yeah. I think he's always been, TNA and AEW, and that's the extent.
Yeah, he's been in TNA for what? 15 years or some shit?
Almost, I'm pretty sure since the beginning. Correct me if I'm wrong. It was either him or Christopher Daniels that opened up that 20th anniversary episode or closed it.
Oh, you're right. I think you're right. So that literally 20 years.
He was on the very first episode of TNA. So he's as OG as OG gets.
Jesus. That's crazy. So that was big too. And he eliminated Joe Hendry, and then on Impact, it kind of led into that. So Joe Hendry came out during his match, fucking beat the shit out of him and all that stuff. So it's just really fun to see all these stories coexisting, and they do shit on NXT that leads to TNA. They do shit in TNA that leads to NXT, this is the kind of collaboration that should have existed for a while, and it's happening now, and it's just really good for everyone,
I do think they need to find a better way to reel people into watching TNA, because I personally am here to see I'm here to see Kaz versus Joe Hendry on Impact. That's appealing to me, but it might not necessarily appeal to the person that doesn't watch TNA.
Yeah.
Because it's just okay, they got into a little scuffle on NXT. You could go and watch it on Impact. I'm going to go watch it on Impact and see what happens. But if I don't know who either of them are or who one of them is, I'm not I might not 100% be sold on it.
Yeah, that's why I want to see. That's why I mentioned like the first time we talked about the TNA collab. I want to see people show up on the main roster. Like, I know I'm not sure if it's only exclusively with NXT and TNA. You know, like if they showed up on the main roster, it would help bring more eyes to TNA because there's bigger names there, obviously. Like Tatum Paxley showed up on TNA, but the TNA crowd literally had no idea who she was, like when she came out until they said it. So if you get like some of those bigger names to go to TNA, or if you get some of the TNA names to show up on the main roster and push some stories along, it would help a lot. And, you know, like don't even have a big match on TNA, just have some of your talent show up even, and it would bring eyes to it because people would look and see it, you know?
It's a slow burn, I think. I think we're going to get somewhere though with it.
Yeah.
Main roster would definitely be really cool. But I think NXT is the right setting to start doing that.